Okay, finna show y'all what I'm doing. Finna go over the ingredients, show you everything I'm doing. I'm gonna be quick about it, but this isn't hard to do. And for some of you all that's watching, I'll pray for you. But nevertheless, we're starting off with herb and butter. And this is the pasta size that you can get from Myers. They ain't but 99 cents a piece. So this is a cheap meal, but it's a good meal. And then I got a stick of butter there. I got some garlic, and you can use garlic powder if you want, but I like this garlic. This is crushed garlic that you can find there in the produce section. And then some of the seasonings that we'll be using is some basil, some tarragon. Now I just learned about tarragon, and I really like tarragon. Now that I've started trying it, it kind of tastes like basil, but it's got sweeter flavor. And then some of the other seasonings is the Tony's Creole seasoning. Now watch that Tony's. This Tony's is good, but if you heavy-handed with it, you can oversalt your stuff and it'll get real hot real quick on you. So be careful with the Tony's. But the Tony's, you gotta have some Tony's. Tony's is off the chain. And then you want some black pepper. And then some of the other ingredients is grape tomatoes, green pepper, and onion. I'm using extra virgin olive oil. Extra virgin olive oil, I use it to saute things like this. And one thing you gotta be careful with extra virgin olive oil when you're using it is that if the heat is too high, the olive oil will burn and it'll give it like a bitter flavor. So be careful with the extra virgin olive oil when you're heating. You can't put no potatoes in there and act like you're gonna fry some potatoes up with extra virgin olive oil. It just don't work like that. But when you're sauteing vegetables like this, you can use some extra virgin olive oil and it'll give you a nice flavor. And you might not see any meat, so let me show you there is some meat here. I thought about not using this, thought about not using no meat at all, because a lot of times I don't even want no meat. But right now I'm using this hot sausage called chorizo. Got it from Myers. You see how much it was, $2.80. So that's our ingredients. Okay, tools of the trade. You need a cutting board and you need a sharp knife. Not a dull knife. A dull knife, you can hurt yourself with a dull knife. You need a sharp knife in the kitchen and you need a cutting board. I got both of these. This is actually one of my cheap knives. I got some expensive knives in there, but this is one of my cheap knives. I believe I picked that up from Myers. I picked this cutting board up from Myers right here. It was only like $8. And it's a nice plastic one. I've been using it for a long time. So you need that if you don't have it.
He squeaks when he walks, okay? He would order an entree and have 2 plates delivered. We took my dog, went for a drive in the back of the truck. My dog.
Turn that heat down on low. I forgot one ingredient. Hold on a second. Here it is. Chicken broth. Put a little bit of chicken broth in here. Let this cook down. Put it down on low. Let it cook for about 15, maybe 20 minutes. Grab a controller, play a game, do something. Just cook it down till all your vegetables have softened up. Your meat's done. That's what you want to do. But let me tell you something about chicken broth real quick. I'm only going to share this one time, so listen real close. Chicken broth, believe it or not, is the foundation of almost anything good to eat. Chicken broth is the foundation of good beef dishes. Chicken broth is used in greens. Good greens have chicken broth in it. Okay greens don't have no chicken broth in it. Chicken broth is the foundation. I'm telling you right now, it's the foundation of everything. You want to know the reason why children say everything tastes like chicken? Because all that processed food stuff that they eat, them chicken, all that stuff they eat, everything, even stuff you get from McDonald's, Burger King, believe it or not, them potatoes have chicken broth in it. Chicken broth is the foundation. I'm telling you, when you find the secret of chicken broth, it'll make your cooking a whole lot better. I use chicken broth even in my spaghetti sauce. I put a little chicken broth in there. I ain't even told your mama that. Now she know. Chicken broth. Now, if you look real close, I didn't put a whole lot in there, but I put some chicken broth in there. Got it down on low. Getting ready to put a top on this. I'm going to let it simmer for about 20 minutes. Okay, so it's been about 15 minutes. Now, what you didn't see is I added some garlic. From the garlic I showed you, I added some basil, added some tarragon. I probably added about a tablespoon of each, but it depends on how, your taste. If you don't have them seasons, use some other seasons. Use some Italian seasoning. But it's important to put some herbs in there. Herbs bring flavor out in some food. Salt and pepper is good, and that hot sauce is okay. But you got to bring your palate up a little bit further and start using some more herbs. So that's what's in here right now. Plus, you see there's some chicken stock in there. It's been cooking down. You see all the onions we put in there. All that stuff done cooked down now. So it's been about 20 minutes. Okay. So you remember our pasta sides? I'm going to put them in there right now. Now, this isn't rocket science. All you do, open these up, put them in there, and then check the instructions on the back of that. See, the instructions on the back of that tell you exactly what to do with the pasta, like you putting it in a pot by itself. So each one of these bags call for 2 cups of water, and then maybe a tablespoon of butter. So I already got some liquid in here, and I'm figuring it's about a cup of chicken stock that's already in there. So I put 2 bags in here, and each one of these call for 2 cups of liquid. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to add 3 cups of water to this. I'm going to stir it around. I'm going to add 3 cups of water to this, and I'm going to put the top on it, and I'm going to let it simmer for another 15, 20 minutes. Okay, so this is what it's going to look like after you put 3 extra cups of water in there. It's going to look all soupy. It's going to look like you got too much liquid. But see the pasta that's in there? You let that in there, let that absorb all this stuff. In about 20 minutes, it's going to absorb all this liquid. You're going to have pasta or fettuccine. Now listen, I'm using the butter and herb because I like butter and herb. But you can use anything you want. You could actually put rice in here. They got rice packets, the rice roni package. You can use rice. You can use any flavor of them Knorrs. You can use anything you want. You can cook some spaghetti. If all you got is some spaghetti, cook some spaghetti. Throw some spaghetti in here. You can do this all kind of ways if you want to. This would be a great way to soup up some spaghetti. That spaghetti that I make, probably a great way to do that. It's just all kinds of things that you can do, but you got to use your imagination. So I'm going to come back in about 20 minutes, and then we're going to be close to putting our tomatoes in there and getting ready to eat. Okay, one more thing I forgot to tell you. So the packet says bring it up to a boil, then turn it all the way back down to a simmer. So that's what I'm doing right now. I put the heat on high. I'm bringing this up till they start boiling real good, and then I'm going to turn my heat all the way down to maybe about a 4. Then I'm going to put the top back on it, and then I'm going to go sit down somewhere. Okay, so I'm back. Been about 20 minutes. At the end, you can see now, I've added the tomatoes. That whole package of tomatoes that I had, I added the whole pack. Make sure you rinse them off, because sometimes they had their leaves and things on there. You got to watch that. So rinse them tomatoes off. Put your tomatoes in there. And as you're going along, taste for seasoning. Sometimes you may not be hot enough. Sometimes you may want to add a little bit more pepper. Sometimes you may want to add just a little bit more salt. But I didn't need to add any more salt. There's a lot of salt in that sausage. That Tony's, you see me put that Tony's on them vegetables. I didn't sprinkle a whole lot, but that Tony's bringing everything out. So right now we're about done. That's basically about it. The only other thing I got some bread in the oven. I got some bread that I bought from Myers. I ain't talking about no soft bread or anything like that. I'm talking about some, those bread that they actually make. It's I believe it's some French bread. Costs about $3. I got that in the oven. Put some butter on it. So when you're walking through Myers and you see that bread, check that bread out. That bread be good when you put it in the oven. A lot of times we just stick with that garlic bread we get from the freezer section. But I'm telling you, if you get you some of that bread, it'd only be about $3. Throw it in the oven, put you some butter on there, maybe some garlic salt. That's the best bread. So that's about it. I'm getting ready to plate this up, and then I'm gonna show you what it looks like. All right, there you go, right there. That's the finished product. I put some Parmesan cheese on top of it. That's my bread right there. Just got out the oven. Butter, ready to go. I'm ready to sit down. I'm gonna eat. Gonna eat like grown folks. That's it.